I'm here to talk about the best-selling game of all time. A game that's taken over the internet again and again and again. A game more popular than the sitting US president. Minecraft is a timeless classic and truly deserves its spot as the largest gaming juggernaut ever, and I'm going to explain why. If you haven't heard of Minecraft, you're probably one of these guys, and God only knows how you ended up here. Minecraft was originally created by this Swedish dude named Notch all the way back in 2011. Yeesh. Using everyone's favorite programming language, Java. Of course, now the game is owned by Microsoft and developed by Mojang Studios. Like many of you watching, I first discovered the game when I was a kid. I was hanging out at my friend's house, and as we were about to fire up the 360 to play some Halo Reach, he said, "Hey, have you heard of this game called Minecraft?" He then proceeded to turn it on. I watched in awe as this world of blocks and imagination unfurled in front of me. It was all so captivating. The oceans, mountains, vistas, villages, and caves. We played it for the entire night. Ladies and gentlemen, that day, a lifelong obsession was born. My passion for this game continues to reignite itself within me even a decade later via the yearly Minecraft phase, trademark, as I'm sure many of you are very familiar with. That feeling of starting a new world knows no competition. First, you hit up the boys on Discord and pray with all your heart that everyone's Minecraft phases are aligned. Sometimes, someone doesn't want to join, and you lose a man. Tragic as it is, the show must go on. Finally, you hit the generate world button and wait. And then here you are, in a world of infinite possibilities. A world where every last minute detail can be molded to your every whim. I don't like this one. Or this one. Or this one. Again. One more time. Again.
2 hours later.
Finally, you find the world. You envision how you're going to sculpt to your little paradise out of the earth, and then you make it happen. I can't tell you how many times I've played this game, and each and every time I come back to it, it manages to steal another 200 hours of my time. Minecraft is what's known as a sandbox game. There aren't really any objectives besides killing the Ender Dragon, and there's nothing pushing you towards completing the game, unless you're speedrunning. The player is just given a huge variety of tools and materials to essentially create whatever they desire. And when I say a huge variety, I mean a huge variety. There are over 700 different block types in Minecraft up to this point. You have options galore. Just when I feel like I can't take any more, Mojang comes along and says, "Here's 50 new block types to build with." Wow, thanks Mojang. I'm still gonna build everything out of spruce though. Speaking of building and crafting, there's something that a lot of games implement now. Fortnite has building, Animal Crossing has crafting. But no one, and I mean no one, has even come close to competing with Minecraft in this regard. Crafting things in Minecraft may seem tedious and a little slow for new players, but the simple grid system gives it essentially infinite skill ceiling. I don't know if you've ever tried crafting a lot of something in games like Animal Crossing, but if you have, you know the frustration of sitting there crafting one item at a time and watching the entire stupid animation for every single item. Minecraft cuts corners in all the right places. Toss your stuff into the table in the right pattern and boom. No crafting time, no animation. I've got 3 stacks of paper. Took me half a second. Here's some super quick crafting shortcuts that make crafting even easier. Drag with left click to evenly divide up resources between squares. Drag with right click to drop 1 in each square. Shift click the result to craft as many as possible. Double click to consolidate all of the selected material. Sorry, console players. But crafting is only half the game. Let's get on to the other half. The mining. Nah, I'm just kidding, but mining is really cool though, especially after the cave update. I'm talking about the building. There are a ton of games out there where you can affect the environment and build things, but Minecraft is on a whole other level. If you've been playing for a while, you've most definitely heard someone say, "I don't like the graphics, they're so blocky." No, stop talking. Well, you're right. It is blocky. Making the game out of blocks is what makes it the ultimate sandbox game. Blocks don't confine the game, they give it infinite possibilities. Everything in the game, aside from bedrock and end portal frames, is completely destructible and completely placeable. Minecraft is like a giant Lego bin. You can literally build anything you can think of. And the best part about Minecraft is that you won't need to take out a mortgage to play with the blocks. Whether it's a little cottage, a sprawling cityscape, a bunker, a medieval castle, a one-to-one replica of the entire goddamn planet, or a big hole. If you can think of it, you can make it. I used to go on Google Images as a kid and just marvel over what some people have managed to accomplish in this game. Like, huh? Huh? Vanilla Minecraft has 3 main game modes. Creative, where you have infinite resources, can't die, and can fly. Survival, where you have to collect all your resources, fight off monsters, and steal your friend's diamonds. And hardcore, big boy survival, where if you die, you're dead for good.
No!
As a builder myself, hardcore terrifies me to my very core, and because I'm not 6 years old playing on an iPad, I don't typically play creative either, so survival is my personal game mode of choice. Now, kids, when you hit puberty and start to grow up, you'll eventually begin to realize that the fruits of hard labor are far sweeter than any diamond castle you could ever make in creative mode. The progression in survival mode is always such a blast, regardless of how many times I've done it. Spawning into a new world, collecting some wood, building a house, exploring around, making a farm, finding a village, going to the nether, upgrading your gear, and finally traveling to the end and defeating the dragon. Now the game really begins. Traverse the desolate end islands, find an end city, collect the elytra, get 3 wither skeleton skulls, kill the wither, make a beacon, get haste 2. Now the game really begins. Use your newly found power to terraform the planet to your liking, erect giant structures, automate the production and collection of every resource in the game. None of my friends like going this far, but I do. There's so much to do, and each individual player gets to decide what they find enjoyable and what they'd like to accomplish. Minecraft can be as complicated or as simple as you make it. It's truly a game for everyone. You can live in a dirt hut, I can live in the White House. You can live out your days as a humble, self-sustaining farmer, and I can bring about the Industrial Revolution. There's infinite ways to play the game, and that's what's so cool about it. Speaking of infinite ways to play the game, I haven't even mentioned mods and servers yet. You'd think that people would just be happy playing with building blocks the way they are, but curiosity sometimes gets the better of us. What if these blocks had a gun? Gun mod. What if I want to bring upon the world a nuclear holocaust? Nuke mod. What if I want Pokemon? Pokemon mod. Granted, I really haven't delved too deep into any mods as I'm pretty satisfied with the base game, but the modding community for Minecraft is ginormous and they add a whole new dimension to the gameplay. There are also servers. Specifically, I'm talking about large servers like Hypixel and Mineplex that host multiplayer minigames like Bed Wars, Spleef, Build Wars, and other stuff. There are hundreds of minigames built inside Minecraft, many of which are very entertaining and garner an entire audience of their own. I personally don't care too much about any servers either, but I respect a lot of the games, and they can be pretty fun. Back to the base game. Arguably, Minecraft's greatest identifying characteristic is its procedurally generated worlds. Procedural generation can be found in a decent amount of games, but the list of 3D open-world procedurally generated games is significantly smaller. There are some really amazing open-world games that have incredibly breathtaking environments that are magical to explore for the first time. But that's just it. Once you've seen the show-stopping sight, you can never experience the same feeling again by replaying the game. Replaying a game like Breath of the Wild, phenomenal game by the way, is like adding the finishing touches on a painting. It's mostly filled in, so there's not much room to add more ideas, but you can still add little highlights and explore aspects of it you haven't spent too much time on. Each and every time you replay Minecraft, you get an entirely new canvas. Your artistic skills transfer over from all your other paintings, but you still get that feel of a brand new work each and every time. I'm still finding new things every time I make a new world. For example, in my most recent server, we have this really cool valley that's completely surrounded by mountains. I've never seen generation like it before, and it reminded me of something. On top of the terrain, Minecraft is also packed full of generated structures that breathe so much life into the world and make exploring so much more fun. A common problem with procedurally generated games is that you often find yourself traversing a barren wasteland with nothing to discover besides disappointment. But in Minecraft, there's always a new biome or structure around every corner. Looking around is just plain fun. And looking around is even more fun with straight bangers playing one after another in the background. Minecraft's music fits the game perfectly. There's no super triumphant, action-packed songs, only very relaxed and calming tracks. While I am a sucker for the former, the soundtrack makes perfect sense excluding songs of that nature. Could you imagine just walking around and then suddenly... The music really does fit the game though. It has such a nostalgic feel and it always seems to come in at the right time.